Good evening. My name is Madai Rivera, and I have the pleasure of serving my Sunflower State as Kansas State Director for LULAC. I live in Manhattan, Kansas, that is, the Little Apple. So I welcome you to come visit anytime. We are the Little Apple. Home for the Kansas State University Wildcats. That's my school, so you know I had to give a shout out there. Yeah, ooh, okay, clap for the Wildcats, that's right. Big 12 conference, all right. Tonight, I am excited to introduce our next honoree. He represents the next generation of LULAC leadership and civil rights advocacy. At just 18 years of age, Alejandro, or Alex, Rangel-Lopez is leading the fight against voter suppression in his hometown, or I should say our hometown, Dodge City. We actually went to the same high school. Dodge City is 62% Latino, as President Domingo Garcia alluded earlier. This past year, leading up to the November election, we learned that Ford County moved its only polling site outside of the city limits and over a mile away from the nearest bus stop leading, and at that time, Alejandro, excuse my voice, by the way, Alejandro, or Alex, realized that, recognized that voting would become more difficult for his own Latino community who tend to have less access to transportation and flexible work schedules. So what did he do? Well, he took action. And he joined the ACLU of Kansas, who filed the lawsuit on behalf of LULAC and himself against Debbie Cox, the Ford County Clerk. Thank you. Thank you so much. ¿Es agua o es vino? Porque si es vino, está cañón. As a first-time voter, and son of immigrants, he eloquently wrote the following in an affidavit. My vote is important. My vote is important to me because it extends beyond itself. It represents the opportunity to speak on behalf of immigrants like my parents were, young people, and other members of my community who do not have the right to vote. My civic participation is for all of them. Now, I would like to direct your attention to our screens to learn a little more about Alejandro's outstanding work and a special message.
Happy 90th anniversary, LULAC. You guys don't look a day over 89. My name is Rachel Maddow. I work at MSNBC, and I am sorry for crashing your celebration tonight like this, but I just wanted to say a quick word about a young man who you have with you tonight. I've been doing this show at MSNBC for a long time, for over a decade now. And I, in that time, have not come across many young people like Alejandro Rangel-Lopez, tonight's honoree for the LULAC Freedom and Justice Award. The voting rights scandal out of Dodge City, Kansas in 2018, it first caught our attention last fall when we were covering the lead up to the 2018 elections. But unlike other stories about the environment in which the elections were happening and the various candidates in various races, when it came to this Dodge City story, me and my staff were basically just flummoxed by it. I mean, in the first case, we were bewildered that Dodge only had one polling location in the first place for 13,000 voters. But then we were more than bewildered to learn that they were losing even that one. They were having their one polling location moved outside city limits just in time for the 2018 election. We were surprised is not the word. That's why we sent a producer to Dodge to investigate what was really going on, and that is where we met Alejandro. As you know now, Alejandro worked on the ground with LULAC of Kansas and with the ACLU of Kansas to bring a lawsuit to try to restore the right to vote in Dodge City. Literally, the right to vote in city limits. And he won that fight. And the voters of Dodge City won that fight. And we all learned through that, all across the country, that if you do single out majority-minority cities, if you single out majority Hispanic communities to whittle down their rights and try to sneak one past them when it comes to their right to vote, there's going to be a fight over that. And the community is going to win in the end. So Alejandro, congratulations on receiving this incredible honor from LULAC tonight. Congratulations on winning in your community and for what you've done already at this young age for your community. We cannot wait to see what you do next. Thank you, LULAC. And happy anniversary. Happy birthday, everybody.
I would like to give a special thank you to Rachel Maddow and her production team for such amazing video, and her personal remarks to our LULAC family and Alex, but most importantly for bringing light to this issue and do it justice. I would also like to thank on behalf of Kansas LULAC, President Domingo Garcia, and Cindy Benavides, Iowa, and so many brothers and sisters who reached out at that time, offering funds, offering to come to Dodge City to offer rights to our voters. That meant the world to us, and I would like to say thank you. And I would like to recognize el papi de Alex, Don Martín está aquí de Dodge City. Bienvenido y felicidades, Don Martín. LULAC family and distinguished guests, without further delay, please help me, please join me in welcoming and congratulating the recipient of the 2019 Freedom and Justice Award, Alex Rangel-Lopez. Felicidades, Alex.
I'd like to begin by thanking Madai for all the amazing work she's done back in Kansas and for being part of this journey from the very beginning. I'm incredibly thankful to have had her representing LULAC as my co-plaintiff. The League of United Latin American Citizens is an organization that is close to my heart and to those of thousands of others across the country. For 90 years, it's been protecting the rights of Latin Americans in the United States, fighting against the injustices of yesterday and paving the way towards a brighter tomorrow. I come to you today from a town in western Kansas, a city whose immigrant community is full of something that they had very little of or none at all in their home countries, and that is hope. It's what drove my parents to Dodge City, to have something that drives them forward, to have hope that things will get better with a little hard work. My parents work at the two beef packing plants that employ thousands of people, primarily immigrants from every corner of the world, including Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, Cuba, Vietnam, Somalia, and Haiti, just to name a few. I interact with them when I go to work at the grocery store on the weekends, as well as when I go to school. It's those people that I owe this award to. When our democracy is expanded to include everyone, we create a government that better serves we, the people. That's what all of this is about. However, legislators at the state and federal level still actively work against people's right to vote. And through gerrymandering, unjust voter roll purges, and the consolidation of polling stations, they get to choose their voters. From Kansas to Georgia and Texas, there's plenty of work to be done, and I'm proud that there's such a large group of people who are dedicated to making sure our country moves in the right direction. Thank you all for the work that you do to ensure that the promises of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are fulfilled for all. And I'd like to end this with a small message of hope from Kansas. Our state motto is ad astra per aspera. And that means to the stars through difficulties. And I want you to remember that when you think of any, or you come up against any difficulty in life, that if you just point to the stars and you move up, that you will get through these difficulties no matter what, and there's nothing that can stop you. Thank you so much.
Now, Alejandro, we have this award. It's Freedom and Justice Award. Now, Alejandro is a senior in high school. But he told me that he is going to the University of Kansas. Okay. And you're going to major in what?
Public administration.
Okay. So LULAC, in addition to giving you this award, we're giving you a $3,000 scholarship.